Hello friends and welcome back. Now safe to say, it's been a minute, or two, or five. It's been a while. And I'd love to say that I actually had an excuse for this. Back maybe, let's say about 2-3 weeks ago, I would have just said, yeah, because of the move, it was all a lot and I didn't have time to film. But I mean, that was 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry, I have no excuse. But here we are, we're back again, and I'm hoping that this will be the beginning of a new rush of videos that I'll be able to get out without any interruptions in between, but we'll see. Anyone who's been with us since day one is sure to remember the gap between video 1 and number 2, and then I'm pretty sure after that there was a couple of instances where it's like, yeah, I'll post every week. 2 weeks later. But to fill you in on what's been happening between last time and this time, there has been a move. There is a new apartment, a new filming setup, a new place for Archie to scream. It's fantastic. I mean, he's got high ceilings now, so he just does loops around my head, screeching and screaming and being a general menace. But that's okay. I'll tell you what, everyone, moving is a hassle. I thought last time, the first time, was going to be the only time I ever had to move. Obviously, that's just naive thinking, and I really wish that had been true, because the second move was just, oh my god. So many boxes. Just so many boxes, and I think it was about 3 weeks before the last box actually got cleared out of the apartment. But to get to the matter at hand, what we're here for today. So it would have been, let's say it was 2 weeks ago. Anyone who watches Alex's channel and is more informed than me, please let me know if it was longer than that. But back when she did her dELiA? I don't know how to say it. But anyway, that clothing haul, the collaboration between that company and, was it Dolls Kill Runway? I don't know. One of them? But the one thing that stuck in my mind was one of the tops Alex was trying on. She likened it to what it would be if you were to make a top out of a Skittles packet. I don't think I'll be able to make the entire shirt out of a Skittles packet because the Skittles packets are just red. That's basically the predominant color. If you have a look at the shirt that Alex is trying on here, you've got the red part of the top, which is fine. But the sleeves are rainbow, and the Skittles packets themselves, they're just red. So, like, what do you do there? And I thought about it. What if we don't just use the Skittles packet? Can you make a top out of Skittles? Short answer, no, because I thought, well, if you were just using Skittles, there's no real way to form it into an actual top. But there are ways. So I started thinking, how can I make this work? Clearly, I can't just sew all the Skittles packets together because the thread would just pull through them and rip apart, and I think it would last about all of 2 seconds. So I needed something to put it onto. Something like a sacrificial shirt. So I went to the dollar store, or Hot Dollar, I think it was called, and I was lucky enough to find just these white shirts, like, you know, completely white. So I wanted like a base neutral color. Downside is it does have like this written on it, you know, who needs mistletoe when you're this cute? And I was like, oh, that's adorable. What a shame. I'm gonna have to just cut this up as soon as I get home. Although, I think I might be able to salvage some of this shirt. Like, I'm thinking, like the dELiA one, it's only like, you know, crop top of yay that. So I'm considering maybe I can just cut off this bottom layer and just use this as like a little loop to go around. But the thing is, it's quite big, and the dELiA top is quite small. And I don't really want it just falling off whoever's wearing it. That'd be a little bit awkward. So we're gonna have to get a bit creative there, maybe cut down the side and stitch it all together, but let's get to that later on. The other things that I thought I would need, well, obviously Skittles, but how many Skittles do you need to make a top? This many. Now, this is how many Skittles I think you'll need. Now here's the funny thing. When I started thinking about this project, I was like, hey Alex, how much did that shirt cost? And she's like, it might have been about $25. I was like, really? That maybe if you DIY it, I wonder if you can make it cheaper. Anyone who knows the going price of Skittles, you could probably do some quick estimations here and realize what I'm about to say next. I spent a lot more than $25. Each packet of Skittles that you see here, about $4.95. I think I got like 10, wait, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packets. 8 packets, $4.95. You do the math, and I've easily spent over like $35 in just Skittles alone. That's not even considering the shirt. I think the shirt was about $5. What else did I need? I needed a hot glue gun. That ran me about $10. If you've noticed, there's no sleeves. There's no sleeves on this, so I needed something else. But I was like, what can you use as just a sleeve? No shirt attached, just a sleeve. Is there anything that exists? I'm like, well, yes. Yes, there is. Socks. socks exist. So I went and bought myself a 3-pack of just plain white socks, and I'm going to use these as my sleeves. Now at this point, upon returning home with my 8 packets of Skittles, my sacrificial shirt, these socks that I'm planning on using as sleeves, it's definitely occurred to me that this is the stupidest idea I have ever had. Like I have ever had in my life. But with all of our bits and pieces here, let's get started. Now in your average packet of Skittles, you have 5 individual colours. So what I have here, 5 glasses, because I think the first thing I'm going to need to do is separate out my Skittle colours. That'll save me from having to dig around inside each packet anytime that I want to actually stick down a Skittle when I'm putting together the actual final product. I estimate that this is going to take a good fair while, so for your benefit, I'm sure I'm just going to cut ahead through this scene. So sit back, relax, think about the fact that you don't need to sort 8 packets worth of Skittles, because I'm going to do it for you. It's okay. You're welcome. Well, so far this has been relatively painless, but I have an entire bowl filled with Skittles. So 8 packets of Skittles minus a couple that I needed to sample just for quality assurance purposes, of course. I've got my 5 cups. Now I'm just going to dive into what's going to be the most painful process of my life. Here we go. Didn't someone invent an M&M sorting machine? I'm sure that happened, and I kind of think I would kill one of those right about now. Red's my favourite, putting it out there. Red and green, they're my favourites. What's your favourite Skittle colour or flavour? I think, what is it? Strawberry, apple, orange, lemon, and grape? I think it's grape. Okay, I can almost see the bottom of the bowl. I'd estimate that I've been here for a good 20-25 minutes, which all things considered isn't too bad amount of time to be sorting 8 packets of Skittles. Alright, we done. That is 5 different flavours of Skittles all arranged into bowls and cups out of 8 separate packets, and all together I have a large number of Skittles. No, I wasn't counting them. If I get time, I might count them and maybe try and estimate out how many Skittles are actually used in this project. That's a fun metric, right? So anyway, now that I've got all my Skittles laid out, I think the next part of the project is going to be preparing the shirt portion, like the actual top. So what do you call that? Like the loop that just goes around, I don't know. Like anyway, that portion of the top, that's going to be the first thing that we're going to do. And I will in fact use the Skittles packets to stick on top of that to create the base red, because the top portion is just red. So I've got this shirt that I'm going to sacrifice for the greater good, and what I'm going to need, scissors. Now let's use the actual dELiA top as a bit of a template. Okay, so I only need to cut off that much. Not too bad. Without further ado, let's chop right across. I want to get it as straight as possible. That's the goal, at least. Alright, how straight did I do? Not bad. Alright, so now we've got our crop top, Christmas top. That's going to be my Christmas get-up this year. Fantastic. So I've got the hot glue gun here. You can pick these up from most craft stores or dollar stores, as a matter of fact. And if you are any way serious about DIYs, you should definitely get your hands on one of these, because they are just very versatile, very useful. So to cover the shirts in Skittles packets, I took all of my Skittles packets and opened them right up. Then I put down a layer of glue. Not so much that I was making an absolute mess of things, but definitely enough to keep a firm, secure grip. Then to press it all into place, I used a rolling pin. I figured that was a bit better than using my fingers, because let's face it, the glue was quite hot, and I'll be honest, I did burn myself a couple of times. Then repeating that 8 times for all of the Skittles packets, you should end up with something like this. So this top should be a pretty decent fit for Alex's torso. Like, I don't really know, but it's a little bit bigger than the dELiA top, because I assume that since this doesn't really give or stretch much, it shouldn't be the exact same size, but hopefully it'll be big enough. Anyway, let's put that aside for the moment, because now that it's all stuck together and nice and red and colourful, that is done. Next up we have these socks. Now the socks are going to form the actual arms, but obviously they're closed-ended, so we need to fix that issue. So using these scissors, I'm just going to cut the toe end off of these socks, and again, try to get the straightest line I possibly can. And now that we've got these socks, this is where the actual Skittles come into play, and what I'm going to try and do is recreate this rainbow effect going on. So what have we got? We've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now we're missing blue, So I think we'll just skip straight to the purple on the end, and also because the socks are a little bit too short, that's about where it ends. So yeah, we're just going to miss out the blue colour and then we should be fine. The first thing I did is get a drink bottle. I used that to stuff inside the sock to help it hold its shape. That made it a lot easier to stick all of the Skittles down. And then basically all I did is put a small drop of glue where each of the Skittles was going to go, and then stick them down one by one. I then started to speed this process up by putting down a number of drops of glue and then sticking Skittles rapidly in succession, but I couldn't do too much gluing, otherwise it would set before I actually got to put down the Skittles. I then spent the next hour or hour and a half working my way around the circumference of both socks, in the end placing a grand total of about 600 Skittles, give or take a couple. And well, after plenty of time and a lot of Skittles, you should end up with 2 sleeves, I suppose. I mean, base of socks and then topped with Skittles. It's really lost something at that point, but regardless, they're meant to be sleeves, that's what we're doing, so I'm going to call them sleeves. Now, I've got a little bit of leftover at both ends, so I'm just going to grab my scissors again and trim that back. And I'm going to call that done, because at this point, I've got the top and the sleeves. Now, on the original, the sleeves are stitched on at the corners, but I think that given the weight of these, there's a lot of weight to this actually. I would say each arm is, I can tell you. Here is one individual sock. An individual sock weighs 22 grams. After our little DIY renovation, the sock now weighs 394 grams. So there is about 350 grams of Skittles on each arm for a grand total of 700 grams of Skittles on each arm. I'm great at this. We've got our top, we've got our sleeves, 2 of them, funnily enough. Now we just need an Alex to convince to put this on. So, hey Alex, it's all ready.
Oh God.
Yeah, you're modelling this one. So you know that comment you made about this top looking like a packet of Skittles? I went and made you a top made from a packet of Skittles and actual Skittles. You admiring my Skittle sleeves? Looks like
lunch.
Well, I did say, you wear this, you will be the most popular person. No, not yet. Unacceptable! Before Alex goes and devours what I've just made for her, we're gonna have to do this part first, because you know your top, it's like attached at the side. I couldn't do that. I mean, I could have, but I
Well,
wasn't
you obviously didn't try hard enough, Sam.
Yeah, exactly, I wasn't going to. Like,
Okay.
do you really expect me to put in that much effort for you after I made you a Jeffree Star mirror? Alright, so, you're actually gonna have to put your arms up, I think, because I thought I made this to Alex's measurements. I didn't have Alex here to measure, so I had to just... Oh, shit. Okay, don't stab me, don't attack me. Okay, comes up. Okay, and we're just gonna gently put it down and down. So that wasn't as easy as I'd hoped, but we on? We good? We comfortable?
Yeah. Doll's kill is quaking.
As if.
Wow.
Oh my shit.
Oh my shit.
Oh my god.
Go in part 2.
It works! I was not expecting that to go on so smoothly.
You're a fashion designer.
I was like, oh, this will be easier than putting on the top, but that's like, and we've done it! It's actually kind of cool. If that was not made of perishable food items, I'd actually say...
I don't think these are perishable, Sam. I would not call that perishable. I think you could leave those for 20 years and they'd be fine.
Okay, I challenge you to wear that for a couple of days and see if they're still all in one piece.
In the next video.
The aftermath.
I wore Skittles for a week.
What does Archie think?
Archie!
Did Uncle Stankai do well?
He seems very bamboozled. He doesn't like.
No. Does not like.
I thought he'd go for them. Well done.
Thank you.
No, no touch. No touch. Not for you.
But I don't want to Skittle.
No Skittles. Don't, just leave them all intact. No!
So yeah, for a full day's worth of work, I think I spent, 25 minutes or so just sorting the Skittles, and it would have been about an hour sticking them on both sleeves.
Was it worth it?
Honestly, no.
If you get enough views, it would be.
Look, for anyone out there who wants to do this, I would actually recommend this look. If you wanted to design your own clothes, I think it's kind of cool. If you had coloured beads, right, and then a red top.
Yeah, beads.
I think it would be kind of cool.
So how much did this end up costing you?
Too much, don't ask. Hey Skittles, you want to sponsor this video? Because I mean, currently it is not, but if it was, that would be totally dope because I spent. No, you said I can't have them. How come?
It's because I'm wearing it. Only I'm allowed to have them.
I put in the hours.
Oh, there you go. Get a mouthful.
I spent something along the realm of $35 to $40 odd in Skittles. Skittles alone.
Really?
Yeah.
How much are Skittles?
Like $4.95 a packet.
Oh.
Oz dollars.
I obviously wasn't thinking very far ahead when I was like, oh, it'd be cheaper to just make it up Skittles. I wasn't thinking very far ahead.
Yeah, no, the going price of Skittles is actually quite high. And then I had to buy myself a hot glue gun. I had to get the top. The top was like a $5 top from the dollar store. Then there were the socks. The socks were about the same cost as the actual top. So altogether we've got $10 in fabrics, $12 on a hot glue gun and glue, and $35 to $40 in Skittles. So all up, $60 shirt?
Good lord.
50-60, 50-60. I'll give
I
you
better
all
get
the
some good wear out of it.
Yeah.
Or at least a few good meals.
Oh, you've got 700 grams of Skittles on your arm, Alex. That's a lot of meals.
Okay.
That's a high calorie
get a start
density,
now.
not very healthy top. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Alex seems to enjoy her top. Archie will probably enjoy ripping all the Skittles off over time. Are Skittles good birds?
I would not say so, no. So.
Word for all bird lovers out there, don't let your birds eat Skittles. They may be attracted to the sugary fluorescent coatings, but no.
But no.
But no. But no. Anyway, wonderful to have you all here, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!